Hey guys, welcome back to What If Deku had Aether's powers. So in the last part, well, the most that happened was that Deku got a new element and had a nightmare that showed the promise that he and Izumi made with their dad, uh, along with his fear of being unable to save Izumi, which ended with him getting decapitated, causing him to wake up in a panic and Inko coming into his room and comforting him. And that's pretty much it. So with that out of the way, let's get into it. We start off this part in the boys' locker room with Izuku walking in and Bakugo seeing him saying, Hey Midoriya, what took you so long? Izuku looks at Bakugo, then looks down saying, so, sorry Bakugo, it was a rough night. Bakugo noticing Izuku's sad expression says, Alright, what happened? Izuku surprised says, Nothing, don't worry about it. Midoriya, I may not know everything about you, but I can tell when there's something is wrong. So tell me. We're friends after all. Izuku sighs and says, I had a nightmare that I was in a void and heard Izumi call out to me, but and when I ran to her, I saw a memory of a promise that we made with our dad before he told us to run away while he fought and died for us. The promise that we would protect each other no matter what. After that, everything went dark, and I saw Izumi in the distance. I tried to run to her, but I felt like I was running in place. Then she said that I broke that promise, and it was too late to save her. After that, she drew her sword, and Izuku pauses and holds his neck, which gave Bakugo the general idea of what happened next. Bakugo walked up to Izuku and hugged him, saying, Well, well, think of it this way. Sure, you failed to protect her once, but that doesn't mean you broke your promise. What do you mean? Bakugo lets go of Izuku and punches him in the shoulder, saying, "Well, she's alive, right? And you said that you would get her back. So, you won't you won't give up on her. You won't give up on saving her. You couldn't protect her back then, so you should save her now and make up for that mistake. And don't worry about keeping her safe on your own. You've got all of us here to help. So stop moping and let's show the world the next generation of heroes." Bakugo walks out saying, you said you want to show Izumi that you're going to save her. So come on." Izuku's eyes widen as he says, "You're right. Thanks, Bakugo." The, the, they both walk out to meet up with the class, and just like that, the sports festival begins. So, like in canon, Bakugo makes the speech, but he's less of an asshole in his speech and doesn't just say that he's going to win. So Class 1A is not nearly as much of a target as in canon, but still a bit of a target. So, like in canon, the first event is the obstacle course, with everyone getting ready. As they are about to start, President Mike asks Aizawa, "So, Aizawa, what do you think their biggest obstacle will be?" Aizawa says, "The door." The race starts with everyone struggling to get through the door, except Izuku, Bakugo, and Todoroki. Izuku just used Animo to fly over everyone else. Same with Bakugo using his explosions, while Todoroki gets past and freezes everyone except the people in 1A, because they saw it coming. Also, I forgot to mention, while I was making this, I thought about Izuku and his sword and his sword, and came to the conclusion that he is able to use it in the sports festival as long as he doesn't attack the other contestants with it. So, like in the obstacle course, he can use it. The only match that might be extremely limited for him to use it is the cavalry battle. The 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 one the one-on-one matches is more free with it because it it's like as long as he doesn't slash at his opponent and uses it for defensive purposes, like with Ibarra's vines, he can cut those, or with Momo, he can parry her attacks because she makes weapon or bow staff or whatever. Um, so you can parry her attacks. But of course, there are exceptions to the slashing. Like if he uses Animo Slash, as long as it's not a fatal attack, he is fine. Like an example of as if is if the attack would be able to slice a boulder in half or something like that. You know, like that. I mean, like a slash goes through something and then it just stops from it and then slices and slides off. um, sorry. So so an attack like that would be banned completely. So Izuku is limited, but not as much. I figured this would make sense for Izuku because he is quirkless technically, but on paper his quirk is labeled as Sword Summon. So if he was not allowed to use that, it would raise more questions. I would think at least. Anyway, with that cleared up, let's get back to the story. So with that is it with that wait that one with that Izuku reaches the robots. What? Oh no! With that, once Izuku reaches the robots, he he brings out his sword and slashes the robots into pieces, while also using Animo to boost himself forward. So he makes it to the next obstacle, catching up with Todoroki and passing him because, like in my Keyblade, what if Izuku having the air element makes this obstacle a joke? But unlike Keyblade, Izuku is much more limited on his air abilities because, reminder, his full power of Animo is sealed away. He's just tapping into a portion of it. So he's slower and he was slower and tired from the constant use of it. So imagine Izuku's Animo like a timer. With constant use, the gap between uses is longer. But if he holds off on using it after said constant use, he will be back at 100% within a while, depending on how long. So, in between obstacles, he holds off on using Animo as much as he can, and just runs. In other words, Bakugo and Todoroki are not that far behind. Not saying not saying Izuku doesn't pass the minefield with ease, because he does, with a high-powered burst of air. But I just figured I'd mention that downside. So Izuku does get first, and the positions are the same as in canon. Anyway, after that, the cavalry battle is announced, with Izuku having the same team as in canon, but the positions are different. This time, excuse me a second. Oh shoot, I'm so sorry, spilled my drink, but anyway, so so again, positions are different. This time, Tokiyami is the head, while Izuku is in the front horse, which Tokiyami and Uraraka did question, but Izuku just said that he had a plan on how to defend them from the other teams, and told Tokiyami not bring out Dark Shadow and use him as last resort concerning his plan. So when the battle started, Izuku stomped on the ground, and multiple Earth domes surrounded them. So like layers upon layers, but with small gaps on top so they can breathe. So like on top, like top of the wherever. You guys get it. Um, so there's this giant dome in the arena with everyone at first trying to get through it, but seeing the amount of layers, they gave up pretty quickly and went after our teams. So most of the match, they were they were safe until the wall blows up and Bakugo came at them. However, Dark Shadow defended them at that moment, and time ran out. So Izuku's team came in first place, with Hatsume being upset that she didn't get the chance to show off her babies, as she called their inventions, um, and Izuku apologizing to them for not giving them a chance to help, which they forgive him, but Hatsume is still a bit bummed out about it until she gets a chance to toy with Ida, like she did in canon, and yes, that will still happen. Nothing's really changing that. So yeah, everyone moves on like in canon, and Todoroki gets scolded for falling behind in another event, uh, just using his ice, and not using his fire. So yeah. Anyway, like in canon, Ojiro warns Izuku about Shinzo, which Izuku being more combat experienced, will follow his advice. But now getting into the match, getting into that match, it starts off with Shinzo insulting Ojiro like in canon, but Izuku just and runs at grits his teeth at this and runs at up to Shinzo, with Shinzo saying, "Must be great having such a great quirk. Your life must be must be great, huh? No worries, being able to achieve your dreams." Izuku, hearing this, just punches Shinzo and uses Anima to push him out of the arena. Afterwards, Shinzo gets up with Izuku saying, I, I know those insults were towards Ojiro were to get me to talk, but what you said about me having an easy life, an amazing life, you're dead wrong." Shinzo looks at Izuku and says, I can tell. When I said that, you clearly got more angry, so I guess you actually did have it rough." Izuku looks down and says, "Yeah, but hey, if you want, I can talk to Aizawa and ask him to help you out with getting into a hero course. And if you want, I could teach you a few things too. I'm a bit experienced in combat." Shinzo, confused, says, "Why would you?" Izuku cuts him off, smiles and cuts him off, saying, "Simple, because I want to help. Plus, I can see your determination to be a hero, so it would be nice to work with you in the future." Shinzo's eyes widen as he says, "Thanks, Midoriya. I might just take you up on that offer." And with that, the first match is over, and the results of the matches are in the first round are the same as in canon, but Bako is less brutal in his fight with Uraraka because he's a bit nicer. Uh, he still goes all out, but not nearly as bad. But it's still not nearly as bad as in canon because that fight was brutal for Uraraka. God damn. But damn, it did grow my respect for Uraraka. I respected Uraraka at first, but that fight really did make my respect for it grow even more. Anyway, what was I going But with that said, I will end this part here, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.